My name is Ayan, and today I'm going to be showing the functionality test of my app ABA Pay. So I have two emulators with me on the left and right, one for the student on the left and one for the teacher. So I'm going to open my app on both of these emulators, and I'm just going to create an account. And what happens is that there is a Firebase which just handles all the user info, so that I can retrieve them and two different users can communicate between each other. As you can see, it says user has been successfully registered. Alright, so now it's come to the login page, and as you can see, two users have been created, and all of the information is right here: the password, the name, the email. And in real, this will only be visible to the admin, which is the main head of the school. Alright, so now we're gonna put over here our account for the teacher. Okay, so now we have entered the home screen where we have two different accounts. We have a teacher account right here, Mr. Robert Rossley. Now we've entered the home page where we have two accounts. We have a student account right here of Ayan Nadamu, and we have a teacher account of Mr. Robert Rossley. So now we have, as you can see, there's a slight difference over here between the teacher and the student home page. So imagine Ayan's dad tells that, could you please put some money into this account? 10 bucks. Alright, 10 reals have been put into Ayan's account. As you can see, it's instantaneously changed right there, and 10 reals. And we're going to put the exact same amount for Mr. Robert Rossley. And as soon as this comes 10, alright, and an instantaneous change as well. Okay, so now basically what's going to happen is we're going to go to create shops. Okay, this is the create shops menu. You press on this, and basically what you can do is you just choose a random picture of your phone from your phone, and you put a shop name. So I could be pizza sale. I'll say we sell pizzas at whatever the location is. I'm gonna say Drama Court, and then we just put a teacher for approval, and I'm gonna say Mr. Rossley. Okay, now I press send approval, and it creates the shop, and it sends it for an approval. And exactly on the Firebase, under a shop menu, it gives my UID, which is a unique ID, and it just gives the description of the shop and etc. So as you can see, it says approved no, right? But if you look at the home page right here, there's nothing over here. This is where the shops are gonna come. If there's a shop, imagine today is the 27th of Jan, and there's meant to be a pizza sale shop. Then on the 27th of Jan, Mr. Rossley could go to his approved shops area. He could see that a person named Ayan Nadamu, right there, wants to create a shop of pizza sale, and he wants me, Mr. Rossley, to approve it. Now if I press deny, the home page stays like this. As you can see, the approve says no. But if I say approve, it says yes, and then instantaneously from here, this exact same thing is taken and it's put right here. And now everybody who has a user can see in their homepage which shop is currently approved and will be held today. As soon as the pizza sale is over, Mr. Rossley can just press deny, and boom, it goes. Next, we have the lend money feature. All right. So when you lend someone money, you give them money, and you ask them later on to pay back. Basically, the person who you're sending it to owes you later on, and they have a debt. So I want to send it to Mr. Rossley, so I'm going to put Mr. Rossley's email right here. And then I'm going to put an amount. So I have 10 reals in the balance. I'm going to put, let's say, 2 reals to lend to Mr. Rossley. Now I press lend. It starts loading. And as soon as it says amount successfully sent, as you can see, Mr. Rossley's balance has changed from 10 reals to 12 reals. But there's a catch. There's a new amount of balance, which is called the debt. And this is because I press lend. I never press send. If I press send, means I'm giving the person and I'm not expecting them to pay it back. But if I press lend, I mean they owe me. So if Mr. Rossley wants to remove this debt of his of 2 reals, he just goes to lend and he goes to pay debt function and he types it to who he wants to send it to. So he wants to send it back to me because he owes me. Okay, and as you can see, I'm just going to go to home screen right here, so you can see that I have only 8 real left because I gave 2 reals as a lend. And then I put the amount over here for, so I owe him 2 reals, right? Because he gave me 2 reals. He lended me 2 reals, so I'm going to give him back 2 reals once I have enough money. So I says pay debt. Once I press pay debt, as you can see, it's loading, and the balance of the balance of Ayan has become 10 reals, and my debt should be 0 because I've paid the debt back. And as you can see right here, I had 12 reals, it's become 10 now. Now let's lastly look at the last function, the pay function. And the pay function is actually quite similar, and all it does is, except that, you know, when you lend, if I'm giving someone 2 reals for as a lend, they have a debt of 2 reals. But if I'm giving them a send, they don't have a debt. It's just for them, for free. So I could just put, I want to send this to R Rossley, Mr. Rossley, right? And I'm gonna put this abaoman.org, and I put, let's say, okay, so my balance currently is 10 reals. So I'm gonna give Mr. Rossley 5 reals. Okay, and just for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna go back to the home so you can see the instantaneous change in balance. Okay, send amount. So now what you're gonna expect is that Ayan's balance is gonna be 5 real and Mr. Rossley's balance is gonna be 15. As you can see, 15 and 5, and no debts because this is just paying, not lending. We're sending the money, and this is basically the whole function of my app. There are a few flaws, and I can discuss and you can listen to them in the next video.